Hi everyone, this is Dr. Pritam Haith. I am the Assistant Professor of Vigyan Institute of Information Technology. Today I will start the SOE analysis. What is SOE and why SOE occurs, how SOE occurs, in which condition the SOE will occur, and what are the required support condition to resist the SOE, we will analyze in today's class. So let's get started. First, what is SOE? When a frame is tilted in either side or deformed in either side, that phenomena is called SOE. Suppose this is a frame, due to the load it deformed like this, due to the load it deforms like this. Okay, this is so when SOE will occur and when SOE will not occur, we will learn in today's class. Okay, so we have four conditions. First condition is check for symmetrical load. In some member we have seen that the loading condition is eccentric. In some cases we have seen that the loading condition is not eccentric. So depending upon the loading condition and the center of gravity of the load, we can say that this frame or this multi-storied building will sway in this direction. Okay, so next point is check for EI, that is flexural rigidity of the member. So if the flexural rigidity is symmetric, that means the SOE will not occur, else the SOE will occur. Okay, so in first case, if the load is symmetric, then SOE will not occur. If it is unsymmetric, then SOE will occur. If the flexural rigidity is symmetric, then SOE will not occur, and if it is unsymmetric, then SOE will occur. Next point is vertical member length. Okay, here you can see the vertical member length is bigger, vertical member length is here, it is shorter. Okay, so in this condition SOE will occur, and if both the leg of the frame is equal, then the SOE will not occur. Fourth condition is symmetrical support condition. Here you can see the support condition is different. Here it is fixed support, here it is roller support. So in this case the SOE will occur. On the other hand, if the support condition is equal, that is both are fixed or both are hinged, the SOE will not occur. So let's discuss with some example so that your concept will be clear. First example is, this is a portal frame having UDL on its beam. Both the supports are fixed support. Okay, so support condition is symmetric, vertical length is equal, flexural rigidity is not given, but that means those are equal, and symmetrical load, that means this frame will not sway. Okay, it is clear. Come to this example. The support condition is same, length is same, loading is symmetric, flexural rigidity is symmetric, 2i, 2i, I. If you cut this section about the center of gravity, it will be symmetric. That means on the left side of center of gravity, what is there, on the right side also the center of gravity is equal. Okay. Come to third example. Here the length of the members are equal, so support condition is symmetric, vertical length, one vertical length, so there is no comparison. EI is not given, that means EI is uniform, and symmetrical load. Here is no load, so it won't sway. Okay. Fourth example, here the support condition is not symmetric, the length is one length is there, so there is no comparison. EI is not given, that means EI is uniform or symmetric EI. Symmetric load, there is no load, that means there is no comparison with the other loading condition with the other beam. So symmetric support is not there, so whether it will sway or non sway. See here, this is fixed, this is hinge, this is hinge. Okay, so in hinge it will resist vertical and horizontal, vertical and horizontal, and this is vertical, horizontal as well as moment. Okay, so in this condition, although the support condition is not symmetric, still it will not sway, because while it will try to deform in this way, this horizontal force will resist, while it will try to deform in this way, this horizontal restraint force will resist, so this frame will not sway. Okay. Come to this case, here also, while it will try to, suppose it is subjected to a unsymmetric load, symmetric load is not given, it is unsymmetric load, because if you cut the section, the load of CG is in left side, so this is unsymmetric loading, so it have to sway in this direction, but this is hinge support, it will give a horizontal reaction and vertical reaction, so while it will try to deform in this direction, this force will resist, while it will try to deform in this direction, this force will resist, that means this frame will not sway. In case this frame would be like this, this is W load is working, this is roller support. Okay, so roller support will give only vertical reaction, there is no horizontal reaction, so while it will try to deform in this direction, due to lack of horizontal reaction, it will sway, so after sway it will be like this, it will be like this. Okay, so this frame is sway frame, this frame is non-sway frame. Okay, got it my point? Since this is roller support, it has no horizontal reaction, so it will sway in this direction. Since this is hinge support, it will give a horizontal reaction, while it will try to deform in this direction, either in this direction or in this direction, this horizontal reaction will resist the deformation and it will not sway in either direction. Okay, I hope it is clear. Now come to sixth point, sixth example. The EI is flexural rigidity is symmetric about the center of gravity of the frame, support condition is symmetric, loading is symmetric, length of the vertical member is symmetric, so this is non-sway frame. Okay, this is sixth example. Come to seventh example. See here, if you draw a cross section, this is the center of gravity of the frame, or centroid of the frame. This is the centroid of the frame. So about the centroid of the frame, if you see, the loading is not symmetric. Due to the unsymmetric loading, the frame will sway. So this is sway frame. Okay, due to the unsymmetric loading, the frame will sway. So this is sway frame. Okay, in case of this, the flexural rigidity is not symmetric, so this is also a sway frame. In case of this frame, the length of the vertical member is not symmetric, so this is also sway frame. In this case, while it will try to move in this direction, since this is roller support, there is no horizontal reaction, so it will deform like this. Okay, so this is also sway frame. In this case, since this is roller support, it will move like this. In this condition, the support condition is unsymmetric. Due to unsymmetric support, the member of the vertical member may deform, okay, either in this direction or in this direction. So this is also a sway frame. Okay, so we have seen total 12 number of examples. I hope your concept is clear. Now you can examine whether a given frame it will sway or not, considering these 4 conditions. Okay, so we have 3 cases. During the analyzing of portal frame, we may face 3 cases. First case is if both the ends are hinged, if both the supports are fixed, if one end is fixed, another end is hinged. In these 3 cases, we will learn what are the sway moments at column ends. That means at the end of the column, what the sway moment will occur, we will learn in this slide. So case 1 is both ends hinge, both the ends are hinged. Suppose this is L1, this is L2, and this is moment of inertia of this member is I1, moment of inertia of this member is I2. So in this case, what are the sway moment at column head? That means here and here, what are the sway moment will occur? Will be MBA, MCD, ratio will be I1 by L1 square divided by I2 by L2 square. Okay, so L1, I1, L2, I2, the ratio of column head moment, the ratio of sway moment at column head, that means MBA to MCD will be I1 by L1 square divided by I2 by L2 square. Right? Case 2, both the ends are fixed. That means this end and this end are fixed. This member length is L1, member length is L2, moment of inertia is I1, moment of inertia is I2. Okay, so in this case, what are the column head moment, what are the sway moment at column head, we will learn what is the ratio of sway moment at the column head, that is MBA by MCD equals to I1 by L1 square divided by square. That means once both the ends are hinged and once both the ends are fixed, in both the cases the sway moment at the column head will be equal. In this case, case 1 and case 2, the ratio of sway moment at the column head will be equal, I1 by L1 square divided by I2 by L2 square. In this case also I1 by L1 square divided by I2 by L2 square. Okay, case 3, one end is fixed, another end is hinged. In this case, the scenario is changed. MBA by MCD equals to 2 into I1 L1 square divided by I2 by L2 square. Okay, that means MBA is twice due to this fixity, and MCD is I2 by L2 square due to this hinge. Okay, so while the support is fixed, the capacity of the is twice of hinge according to this formula. So if you see, in any case, suppose this is hinge and this is fixed, this is A, B, C, D. So in this case, M, AB to M, CD will be what? This will be twice, because MCD will be twice, because with CD fixed support is there and with AB hinge support is there. That's why it will be 1 and it will be 2. So in this way, this concept is very, very important. You remember this concept. You may face this kind of problem. So whether these two will be in numerator and when these two will be in denominator, you have to consider depending upon the support condition. Since AB has fixed support, that's why 2 is in numerator. AB is CD has fixed support, that's why 2 in denominator. Okay, so Remember this concept.